to
Because
make
of
the
lag, right?
Yeah, it's really small, the lag, but it's enough to get you sick.
You actually found a way to, in augmented reality, to create a paralyzation spell. Your game sounds so awesome, and I really want you guys to succeed. So I'm wondering, if I were to give you guys $5,000 towards your game development, would you be willing to make a statue of me in your game? 3 weeks ago, I made a video on an upcoming mobile game in which you get to wield superpowers in real life. That small game company loved the video and agreed to do an interview with me, but little do they know my actual plans are quite a bit bigger. Well, Mark, thanks for joining the channel. I've been really excited about hearing more about your game. I've seen a lot of your promotional videos, and there's a few things that even seeing those I haven't quite figured out. And so I wanted to ask you about them.
Yeah. Thank you for having us and for believing in the bone.
The first question is just how the class system works. It seems like there's 6 different archive branches and they each have their own specialty.
Yeah, so when we were making all the game design decisions, we decided that we could not have a traditional class system, because in a video game, in a traditional video game, you go there, you start, I don't know, a mage or an archer, and you level up and you play, but you can restart the game with another class. In our game, you can't because you are the main character.
Okay.
So we decided that in order to give all this flexibility to the players, we were going to define classes depending on the power archives you are wielding in each battle. So the 6 families we have, they have their own unique attributes and power archives you will be able to unlock, find, and level up. But the decision of the class, it will be made in each fight.
So it sounds like you have to go gather these different archive powers, but then when you are about to do a fight, you can choose which skills you want. Now, can you have like a few of the celestial skills and then come over here to the red destruction, or I don't know the names very well, but can you have a mixture of the different classes in your EPON?
Definitely. So you will pick 4. Right now we have 36. We're gonna start adding more. We have a target of 98. This is how it works. You will start exploring the world. Remember that in this game it's not a GPS-based one where we tell you like you need to walk here to find this power archive. No, our technology will interpret the colors and textures of your environment, and depending on what you're actually looking at with your phone, it's a power archive you will be able to find. So you will gather them and you will start gathering resources and level them up. After that,
Okay, hold on.
5 by 5.
Hold on,
Okay.
Let me ask you a question on that, because that really piques my interest. So you don't only get those skills, but you can actually make them more powerful by leveling them up?
Yeah, we have a section that it's called alchemy. So each time you explore, you will gather different kind of resources. With these resources, you will start combining them, and you need different elements, but at the end, the idea is to level up those powers. And they will start at level 1, of course, and each time you use them, you will gain experience, but there are some milestones to level them up that you will need some sort of resources that you will find in the world that are called universal particles.
Got it. So in any fight, you can choose any of the 4 skills that you have unlocked at the highest level that you have it unlocked.
Correct. We believe that the idea is, depending on your team strategy and what do you want to play that day, is the power archives you need to wield. So you can have, for example, a tank, a full tank, and maybe you decide to get 2 supports and 2 DPS people.
I saw a meter on one of the screens that said fatigue. What is that?
Okay, so when you're playing, you have 2 main stats, your HP, naturally, and your universal particles. It's kind of sort of your mana, let's put it that way to make it simple. So each time you cast an archive power, it will cost universal particles, and you will also have a cooldown.
On battles, can you battle forever, or will a battle you'll eventually run out of universal particles and you have to go farm some more to be able to keep fighting?
No, when you're battling, you have an auto regeneration of universal particles. So actually, some power archives will help you increase that regeneration power. It's kind of a passive attribute that you decide to use it. each power archive is mainly composed by three things. One is like damage. The second is healing. You have some powers that, for example, if I hit you, I will heal myself. Others just heal my ally. And the third one is the attribute. Right now, we have 18 different attributes. Some of them could be, for example, fatigue that you said. So if I cast you a power archive that has fatigue, what is going to happen is that you're gonna regenerate your universal particles slower. I have other attributes, for example, that you will get paralyzed. Let me explain that one, because in real life, I mean, you will be able to still move your legs, right? You will not be paralyzed, like for real. We're combining this real life gaming thing where, for example, if you get paralyzed and you move your Epon an inch, you will automatically explode. So it's really cool how you throw a paralyzed power to someone and he actually freezes, because if not, he will be dead.
Wow. Okay, so you actually found a way to, in augmented reality, to create a paralyzation spell, and they have to obey it or they're gonna experience even more severe consequences.
Exactly.
That is awesome. Okay, so it sounds like you could do 6 versus 6, 20 versus 20. Just is the numbers unlimited?
No, we haven't reached that yet. Right now, we do not have the perfect mode game. We're still experimenting, because sometimes we play 3 versus 3 and it's fun, and 5 versus 5, different objectives. We can also have, 4 teams of 3 players. We can have free-for-all kind of Hunger Games style. So depending on the goal, it's how we're trying to make this experiment. Sometimes it's catch the flag or just kill them all at some point. We think right now, because of the technical bandwidth and network and stuff, somewhere around 20 players is going to be the limit. Right now we are there. It doesn't mean that it can increase over the future, but right now it can be any combination with 20 players at the time.
Got it. Okay. And then some of the skills, like a cleric they can shield or heal their teammates. And you could create almost like a bubble that's really hard to penetrate of different skills.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of different power archive with attributes. For example, we have Turkey's Wall, that it's a wall. It's a very powerful shield, but that shield can only be cast to an ally. So that's, for example, a complete support power archive where you need to throw it to your teammate, and accuracy is still a thing. If you miss, he won't get the shield.
Okay, so that actually leads me into my second question, and that is the thing about hardware. How do you make it to where accuracy works? Because that would be my biggest concern when I'm thinking about an augmented reality, is that I'm shooting my Epon at someone and it's going off 2 feet over and hitting their teammate instead of them. How do you do the targeting system?
Okay, so at the tip of the Epon, you have a light that will go, okay? Somewhere 8 meters is really easy to hit someone. After that, it starts to be, it will get complicated. You need to be really good at aiming. What are you aiming at? You need to aim at the headset. So maybe everything is kind of a headshot, but the actual beam is really big, so it's not so hard. I mean, you need skill, but it's not like a gun where you have this really small bullets. Now, this is kind of an exclusive that I'm gonna tell you, but this is with the actual Epon. Because right now we're working or planning to work in several other kind of Epons. We have an e-glove. We're making some tests. We did make some tests with a blaster, but the idea here is that in the near future, when we launch and when everything is going well, we're planning to launch new Epons, because the idea is that you will have a mix of real physics game mechanics with each Epon. Let's think of a bow, for example. We can make a bow, but it will be different in mechanics.
Got it. So you'll eventually have a variety of weapons people can choose, and those weapons will have pros and cons of range, damage, so that someone who wants to play a certain playstyle will want to choose a weapon that fits that playstyle.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we decided to start with the one because it's kind of the more. It's easy to explain and also has a lot of variety. So at the beginning with the one, everyone can have all the roles, not specialized, but all the roles.
I mean, that makes sense. Okay. So I noticed on the headset, you're not actually looking, like in Pokemon Go, you're looking through your phone. And I realize you're looking through your phone for like gathering resources and stuff, but it looks like in combat, you're actually looking through a sunglasses type visor. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like your phone is actually projecting the UI onto that visor.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. We made some tests to try to look through the camera, but the technology isn't there and you will have a terrible experience. So we decided to
because
make
of
this.
lag, right?
Yeah, it's really small, the lag, but it's enough to get you sick. And you're running, you're running, you're jumping, you're doing a lot of stuff. So we decided you must see through your eyes, and then we put this kind of glasses projector with your phone.
I really like how y'all did that. I thought that was a very clever way of fixing the lag problem. Another thing with hardware problem, and you and I already talked about this a little bit, but I didn't share it in my last video. You said it was going to be a free-to-play game, but obviously the hardware costs money, and you said that y'all kind of found a way to fix the hardware problem through these basically tournaments, or how would you describe it?
Yeah, we know that the hardware is a problem and it's going to be a problem forever. So we decided to create this business model where, first of all, the app is free. It's going to be free forever and it's never going to be pay to win. This is really important for us. Now, you will have cosmetics inside and that's it. But the hardware is still an issue because the real gaming experience is when you fight in real life. That's the end goal, right? But not everyone can afford or can have one in hand. So we create a concept of recruitment centers. So anyone out there can buy at least 6 EPONs, 6 gears, and then he will have a special access in-app to start creating local events in their community. So the idea is you as a player, you will go gather your resources with your phone, but at the moment of fighting, you have 2 options. You do have an EPON or you do not. Either way, through these recruitment centers, you will hit play, and via GPS, they will tell you hey, this Sunday we have this official tournament by the bone with some rewards that you can go and you can rent the gear if you don't own one.
So I could buy 12 sets of these EPONs and headsets, and then I could host a tournament in my town, San Antonio, and people could come and rent them for $5-10, something like that, and they could play with my gear and I could make some money off of it.
It's the idea. The idea to make this work is having an honest business model where the people that is creating these tournaments can win money because they like it, they like the experience, they want to do it. And in the other hand, people in San Antonio, in this example, will be able to go and play without a gear. But remember, something quite important is that the profile will be on their phone. So they will have their own power archives, their own everything, that you're just lending them the gear to play at that moment.
Okay, so they got their own power archives on their phone. They don't have to have the gear for that. So they go gather the resources on their own and they level up all those skills, and then they come to the tournament and then they kind of click their phone into my gear. Essentially, they're still playing with their profile. They're still the main character, and then they click their phone out and they go back and keep working on, leveling up the game.
Exactly. The only thing that they will be missing if they don't own an EPON is the single player game. So if you own an EPON, you will be able to have training sessions with bots in AR, in real life, to train, but also we will be able to play. For example, let's say you're in San Antonio and I'm right now in Mexico City. We can say right now, hey, do you want to play? And I will see you in AR with your Niria, that it's this kind of bot, and we can still fight each other via internet in AR. It's not the same experience, it's more like a training thing.
Now, so they could get the EPON without the headset, or you need both?
Doing it both. Even without the headset, we tested a lot, and it's just not a good experience. Watching your phone with one hand and moving your weapon with another one is not combat in real life. It doesn't get the feeling. So we included the headset to give you the whole experience.
And part of this model actually gets me really excited as a YouTuber because I could be renting it out to people, or what might benefit me is just doing big giveaways. You know, you get a free entrance into this tournament and I can do that for subscribers, and then I can kind of put on these things and kind of keep building the community around my channel. So I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you. Yeah, we believe that that you will be able to create your own, like, let's say, esports brand. I believe that they're going to grow organically, because if you are having a community already playing in San Antonio and I'm in Austin, we can probably say, hey, let's make your best 5 player versus my best 5, and we can also stream that. So you as a YouTuber, even if you are not one of the best 5 out there in your community, you can still manage to create the tournament, stream it, and create this Avengers movie each weekend for your audience, you know?
This goes into my last question. You've told me it's going to always be free to play, but would there be a way for someone who's busy like me that doesn't have time to go grind for levels on my archives? Would there be a way for me to pay to alleviate some of the grinding that other people are doing?
Well, right now, no, because we don't want it to be kind of a pay-to-win model. But the first thing is trading is going to be a thing.
Okay.
So if you don't want to do the grinding, let someone else do the grinding for you and trade something with them. This is real life.
Yeah,
and
totally.
One thing that we have this really strong opinion with it is like trading can only be done in person. It will not be this trading huge massive store World Wide Web where we can change with someone in Peru, for example, or in Asia. Now, if you want to trade, you need to see that guy and trade there. This is very inspired by the idea that we are hooked up behind a lot of screens, and the world is amazing, and real people is amazing. So creating this sense of community will also help to, if you don't want to fight that day, you can gather with these new communities and trade with your new friends and your new people. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it makes awesome, and I really love that. I love when a game has a good trading network. Personally, I love that. Even though sometimes I utilize spending money to save myself time, I will always love a game that sticks to that free-to-play model, and so I really support that. Okay, well, your game sounds so awesome, and I really want you guys to succeed. So I'm wondering, if I were to give you guys $5,000 towards your game development, would you be willing to make a statue of me in your game?
What? If you gave us $5,000, you want us to make you a statue in game?
Yeah, I'm picturing, you got some of these, like, I could see, I want to help support the development of your game. What if I was like, you just made a statue of me somewhere off in the background with my glasses and just kind of out there somewhere for, people wouldn't be part of the game, but it would just be kind of in the background.
Oh, yeah, well, I believe we can manage to do that. This is crazy, but yeah, I believe we can do it only if there are the glasses involved. That should be a must.
Okay, great. Well, then we'll do that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the $5,000. I'm gonna send it right now.
This is crazy. How cool it is that you believe in this so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I have your website pulled up. I'm hitting pledge $5,000. Hitting. Oh, it's gonna make me create an account. Okay, I'm connecting it to my Facebook. Okay, I have created an account. I'm gonna have to blur out all these financial information, and I am hitting submit to send you the $5,000.
That's crazy. So cool.
Okay, so I just sent it. Do you see it the amount go up because it looks like it just went up $5,000 to me. I have here, thank you, Hugando Conforza, your $5,000 pledge brings this project one step closer to reality. If this project reaches its fundraising goal, and so it looks like I got you guys the money. So I'm excited about this.
We are extremely excited. We want to start building that statue right away. We're actually going to do it. People will see it. I think this is going to be so cool. Thank you so much, because believing in this like gaming changing experience, it could change a lot, but we need a lot of people supporting it to make this happen.
Okay, well, I will do whatever I can. I love seeing mobile game developers taking mobile gaming serious. You know, it's the biggest platform in the world right now, and I've seen a lot of mobile game developers they're like, ooh, here's this gold mine to make money, and they sometimes forget that they need to first be a gamer and second be a business. I don't want to just bash people that just do it for business, but us gamers want to see people that are passionate about making a game first, and then we'd love to support them in any way we can. So that's why I really wanted to support you guys. I can see y'all are working hard to make this an actual reality with the quality that we were hoping for, and the brilliance that y'all have had to do things like project the phone onto the visor, and have the different things that you've done to be able to make this work. I can't wait for this project to be completed.
It's just a matter of time now. We have the prototypes, everything is working. Right now we just need to go into production and make this a reality. I will not rest until all of us can sit in the couch some random Sunday and watch an epic battle, in Thailand with superpowers, and being like super hype about it. That's the goal.
Well, guys, that's it. If you are a mobile game developer and you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, he just gave $5,000 to a small mobile game company just because he believed in the game, that is who I want to be. I believe in mobile gaming. It is the biggest platform in the world, and I am tired of mobile game developers going into it, just going for the money, because it is a lot of money. It's the most amount of money in gaming right now. And I think a lot of game developers are getting distracted by all that money and trying to capitalize on it instead of just trying to create a AAA game. And I am doing everything I can to pull mobile gaming out of that filth. I'm essentially trying to become the patron saint of mobile gaming. I'm not Catholic, so I think that probably won't happen, but the sentiment is still there. So if you are a serious mobile game developer trying to create a AAA native mobile game, please let me know and I will support you in any way that I can. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.